Hey there, good people. It's your Crippled Critic, and today I just wanted to do like a quick, like off the cuff, uh, video. It's not gonna be scripted if you can't already tell. I just want to say something quick about this update that I found about the new Tomb Raider game, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. If you've been following me for a few years now, you'll know that I I'm a big fan of the new rebooted Tomb Raider series. I played the first two on the PC. They're really fun. Like, I love the more survivalist feel that, Laura is now, and it makes me feel really powerful playing it. It's really good. And the new one is coming out next month, I think. So it's really cool that it's happening, but what I want to talk about is this article that Square Enix released talking about the accessibility and difficulty modes in the new game. So something really interesting is that it looks like Square Enix and like Crystal Dynamics were really transparent about what they were adding to the game as far as accessibility, and they go into a lot of detail, which is so cool and unexpected. I kind of want to know like who got to them, and that's not to say that developers don't decide like, hey, would it be a good idea to put these things in the game and help disabled gamers, but it just seems like such a big push, and I'm curious as to why, but I'm just happy that it happened. But let me just go over a few of the new things they were talking about. The articles I've seen talking about it, they go into more of the difficulty modes, which I will look at briefly, but they're not talking a whole lot about the accessibility when it comes to just the regular gameplay. So I want to kind of highlight some of that. So I'm going to look directly at the article that Square Enix released. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, difficulty and accessibility. I'm not going to go like beat by beat because some of it doesn't really pertain to what I, care about. But yeah, play the way you want in Shadow of the Tomb Raider with new accessibility selections and customizable difficulty settings. So, there's like optional Y-axis inversion, which is nice, toggling on and off vibration, reducing camera shake. But the one that got me, the option to center the camera horizontally so it is soft locked on Laura's back, requiring the use of only one stick for movement. The other stick can still be used to move the camera if desired. This is really cool, because what this means basically is you aren't forced to use both control sticks to run or like play the game during combat, and that's really cool. Other games like Uncharted do this. It's funny because even having the option is rare. Sometimes games do it automatically, which is nice, but yeah, this is good. This is less work for me. Also, the option to tap rather than hold left trigger to aim down the sights. That's great. They're customizing your aiming. The option to use the right or left stick to aim when looking down the sights. See, now this is another thing, and this is sort of what made me really start thinking like maybe I should try playing the PS4 version, because in the last two games I've had to play the PC version because it was the only one that let me customize the controls completely. And even though the console versions of the game did say like, oh, we have auto aim, it wasn't enough for me to run and shoot really quickly, because the game is very fast paced, and without the option to kind of move with one control stick and just have the camera do its own thing, it'd be way too hard. But wow, I'm actually having to think, should I get the console version? Option to hold button press prompts rather than repeated tapping. Now this was really tough, even for something as simple as like using her like pickaxe to open chests and stuff was like tedious for me. For gamers with fine motor skill impairments. And it looks like the option to push the stick directionally for crank control prompt rather than rotate. Like, that is awesome. And again, the gamers with fine motor skill impairments are gonna really love this and benefit from this. I know I am. I do want to try it out, but yeah, wow. Well, let's look at, we have audio accessibility, subtitles, of course, off and on, but now with color on or without color. Now, if you remember my review for Rise of the Tomb Raider, I talked about that, where the color, like, having colored subtitles is a really mixed bag when it comes to, like, accessibility for, colorblind players, because it can really screw with their perception if they're listening to someone, and or if they can't see, who it is on screen, but the subtitles are sort of like distinguishing who is talking. It gets confusing because they don't know, they're like, well, some colors might appear differently to them, so it can be confusing. But on the one hand, for deaf players, it can help, because if they don't see the character, they can at least know, like, oh, well, this color means this character is talking. But it's honestly just better to have captions and just avoid colors altogether. So it's good to see that they did that. And it looks like they have captions too, which it's great. I think they may have had that in the other game, but display additional or interpretive information such as sound effects, musical cues, and other relevant audio information. Awesome. Yeah, like, wow. And then they go into, it says here, we're not stopping there, because we've made it possible for players to independently adjust difficulty puzzles, traversal, and combat. Yeah, so I'll go into this only briefly because it's not as relevant to me, although I'm always a fan of lower difficulties. What's cool though is that it doesn't necessarily, like, you can change the easy difficulty for your combat. It doesn't have to affect puzzles, because that's one thing that does kind of suck about having to play with fine motor skill impairments. When you put it on easy, I'm doing it for ease of use. I get tired, my hands get tired, but I still my mind works fine, so I don't care about the puzzles. So sometimes it's too easy in some ways and not easy enough in others, so this kind of just bypasses all of that. And what's great again is that they're laying out exactly what each difficulty mode entails. Easy mode has aim assist enabled automatically, lower health for enemies and stuff like that. I hardly ever do hard mode, so I don't even look, but here they're kind of showing what changes about the environment when you have it on different modes. I assume that this means that the path will be a lot easier to find on easy mode. This tells you basically, but right here, longer saving grab timer, that's important for fine motor skill impairments, because it is harder for movement, and we get tired easier. And again, if people want that for puzzles, so they want to just know exactly where to grab, then they can do that. But yeah, this is, I'm really impressed. It's really surprising, like I said, but this is really great. I'm good on you, Square Enix. Good on you, Crystal Dynamics, for doing this. Again, I don't want to say, it's gonna be great, because I haven't tried it yet. I got a month away before it comes out, but I'm excited, and it made me kind of think about how, what games should I play, or what console should I play it on, because this, now I have options, and that's great. So just wanted to give you guys that quick update and let you know about it, because that's exactly what I'm here for. I did this channel so disabled gamers will know ahead of time what they're getting into, what controls are in each game, and this is exactly what we need. So again, good on you, Square Enix, and I can't wait to play Rise of the Tomb Raider and kill people in the jungle. So awesome. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.